we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores and wiping down carts and baskets after each use, reserving dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and same-day delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a bullseye-view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Show Williams, Philly's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast, learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom Your Podcast. Go to ShellyShowWilliams.com or go to Instagram at ShellyShowWilliams or at DJ Kid Disco. DM us. Find out more information. This class is a must-take class. Hey everybody, it's Shelly Show Williams, Philly's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night, but I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just a course for you. Please go to ShellyShowWilliams.com to find out more.
WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, what's good? This is Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the get down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio.
How ironic is that? First of all, before we get started, Seabreeze.
Yes.
How ironic is that for the first time in a long time? Well, not a long time. We're playing the commercials, and Miss Hey Everybody herself is here.
Hey everybody.
That was good, Cinda.
Thank you.
Can we get one real quick, Shell?
So much that I got it.
Can we get one Can we get one real quick, Shell?
Hey everybody.
So, for those of y'all that don't know, let me tell y'all what's going on.
The Melanated Morning Show. With DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
But we're at night because we got some special stuff going on tonight.
Special.
Yeah, real quick. One of the reasons why we're on tonight is because we're having a special discussion in a few minutes about Seabreeze. I'll let you take that one.
We are going to be talking about hair, black hair. Okay, that's my jingle. That's my jingle.
And since I have no idea, the only experience I have with black women's hair is paying for somebody to do their hair. Like, that's the best. Going back to my daughter, Hey, I don't know. So
Wow.
we had to bring some folks in who know what they talk about because I don't. So
You don't have much hair.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Miss Hey Everybody over there, she got some.
I collect hair. I collect it.
I like your hair.
Thank you. I collect different ones.
So real quick, Sea Breeze, you know how we do. Let's get to the news.
The news. Okay, I'm gonna be doing a jingle for every intro. What is it called? What was Sophia's? What do we call it?
The Black CNN.
Yeah.
That's what Sophia. We got to get that.
Yeah, my daughter, she made a little logo for us.
Oh,
she did.
Phenom.
It's really nice too.
Oh,
She
that's
made
it.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't share it, Mr. DJ Kid Disco.
You know what? That was right around.
If
That
you
was
do
right
it,
around
you
the
can
time.
put it somewhere. You can.
Yeah,
I
I'll send it to you, Shelly, since
Thank you. Thank
you know,
you.
I understand he's got a lot going on. So I'll send it.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's Phenom. It's Phenom.
Phenom.
So, real quick, first things first. Today, what happened today? What's going on today? We had the confirmation hearings with the Merrick
Garland.
Garland. I watched it, and I watched it from, by the way, the Black News Channel. I love the Black News Channel. They did a great job, phenomenal job in covering it as per usual. I think he did a good job. I think people like Josh Hawley and they did their usual.
Are you saying that you think that they're going to have an issue with him?
Of course, they're going to have an issue. You talking about the Republicans?
Yeah.
Of course.
You know what? It could have been Rush Limbaugh up there.
Hey.
If he was standing up there for the Democrats, they
Exactly.
would have an issue with it.
And of all people, Lion Flying Ted had the nerve to.
Oh my gosh. That's a nice name for it. I like that. There's no cursing. It's no bad, name calling. It's just the facts. Lion, flying, Ted.
See?
I'm proud of you.
See?
Yes.
Yeah,
He's doing that whole thing that our past president did. He does something outrageous or silly or stupid, and then he tries to pretend like it doesn't happen.
like it never happened. Oh, we already had that trip planned for Acapulco. No, you didn't. Your people put you out there. You were busted.
Busted down, busted.
Yo, they was dry snitching.
It was their neighbors were like, no, let me tell you what really happened.
Mhm.
Let me show you the texts.
Mm.
That's some hardcore stuff. When your neighbors are gonna snitch on you, people face to face know, they're gonna like, no, that's not how it happened. This is what happened.
Right.
No, we've heard enough lies from him.
And real quick, on the power grid, they're catching a lot of flack down there.
You know what? I did a lot of research on that today because it's similar. It's a similar story to another town in Indiana. Well, okay. It's not all states, obviously, but I finally understand. Like for instance, William Lee, my partner, sometimes in the middle of winter when he had the heat on 50 and didn't use anything, was at work all day, he would get a $500, $600 bill. And we were like, what in the world is going on? And then we kept hearing it from all these poor people around us, all these people getting $1,200 bill. My sister last year, $800 bill, $900 bill. And now we understand because of this situation what was going on. They were on one of those plans because in Republican states, they want the free market, right? So there are all these different markets where you can get your energy. And if you don't read the fine print and understand that you don't have a flat fee, you have to ask for one. And the place that you might be getting your energy may not have it, right? When the need is high for electricity, say, then the bills shoot up. These people had $16,000 bills for a week of energy, $22,000 bills. This is what's happening in Texas. So, first, the loss of life, the loss of property, the loss of damage. Now we have people that still had their lights on, still had their heat, but they're getting bills for $22,000 for electric bill.
You know what? I was watching CNN earlier, and I saw a story about that. This lady got a $6,000 bill.
There is a veteran, $16,700 bill for 1 week, and he had the heat on 60. But because he had one of those deals where they don't cap it, they don't cap how much they can charge you. When the need all over the place went up, their bills shot up for just those few days when there was no electricity. And they, because they don't know what to do, are paying it. This man gave them his entire savings.
What?
His entire savings, because he didn't know what else he was supposed to do. He's better than me. I would have been like, oh no, we got a problem. So that's why these bills go up like this. So if you're listening and you don't know, you can have a deal at certain utilities where you can cap how much it's going to be in the high seasons, like winter and summer. You can say $80, that's all, and they'll cap it there. But if you have one of those deals where the small print says that your price fluctuates with the market, then you have to get off of that, unless you don't mind paying $16,000 for a week's worth of heat.
Wow. And see, that's crazy. And that is exactly what's going on, what she said, because I saw the same story myself on another. Whew. So, real quick, let's talk about the vaccine, because we're going to segue into a whole nother, not a whole nother topic, but
a different topic, yeah.
Well, a relevant topic.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, tonight, President Biden and Vice President Harris, I love saying that, are going to commemorate, we're at 500,000. We're officially at 500,000. That's just, we should not be that high to be the strongest country in the world, a superpower. That just shouldn't be, but it is. That goes back to my theory about why I don't believe that states really can govern themselves, because it doesn't seem like they're doing a good job. Everybody's doing their own thing. Look at Andrew Cuomo, which we're not going to go into Andrew Cuomo. We're going to save that for Wednesday, Cece, because I know you got some stuff to say on that one too. So we're going to save that one. But real quick, the vaccine, a lot of vaccinations have been put on hold because of the weather, the bad weather that we've been having. Mm-hmm. And now it's, a lot of things are behind. People had to cancel, reschedule. It's just a mess. Mm-hmm. I want to segue for a minute, Seabreeze, if we could,
of course,
into a discussion that Shelly and I were having earlier. And as we were just talking in general, and I was like, this is a damn good topic, because this is real. And the topic is the vaccine. Should you or shouldn't you? Pretty much. I mean, isn't that pretty much what we were saying, Shelly?
I say, should you or should you, will you or won't you? It's really like a decision. It
is. It's a choice and it's a decision. I heard last night that the some concerts, the people, the artists are saying that they're going to want proof of vaccinations to allow people to come to their concerts. They're saying that they're going to say no to people that want to come that have not been vaccinated. I heard this last night. I was like, can they do that? I didn't even know. So yeah, there is a conversations about it, and it's really, I'm in an interesting position because I have people around me on both sides. I have medical people that I know, family. I have my brother works in the pharmaceutical business who are absolutely, they've all been vaccinated. None of them have had any bad effects. None of them. I have at least 5 family members that have had their vaccines, both, and have been fine. And my brother, who works in a pharmaceutical company, he said, what's happening that people aren't understanding is, and I don't know if I can explain it. I wish I had him on here to explain it for me. So, for instance, the lady that got, the nurse, I think it was, that got Bell's palsy, right?
Mhm.
And she's blaming that on the vaccine. And he said there are a certain amount of people that will get Bell's palsy all the time. So you can't say that Bell's palsy was caused by the vaccine, because you may have been going to get Bell's palsy anyway. So you have to look at the numbers. And if the numbers match up, that the same amount of people that got Bell's palsy, if it changed during the vaccine, then maybe there's a correlation. But it just might be horrible timing. I also had someone say to me, because my mother was vaccinated, that's why she's passing on a decline now, because she was vaccinated. But she was already on the decline. So how can I say that that's what's taking her away, as opposed to the heart attack, stroke, polio, viral meningitis, all these other things she had? It just so happened that she got the vaccine and she's declining. So we're blaming it on the vaccine now. They're saying you can't do that. You can't, the correlations don't match.
And see, the problem is, here's the problem. Shelly.
Yes.
Can you kind of go back into what we were talking about earlier, the way, because Shelly has an interesting take on it, which makes sense, which makes a lot of sense for just regular folks. You know, we're not frontline workers.
As a regular folk, I'm tired of being scared to go out. I'm tired of being, every time I go out, I'm sitting there like, oh my God, what if I got it? What if I'm around anybody? I'm like, what if I got it? Now I'm all week like, let me check my temperature. Let me figure this out. And I'm tired of being scared. So it's, why not just get it and not walk out scared all the time? So I get it. I get all the things that people are saying. I get it. And I was on that boat too. I ain't gonna sit here and lie and say I was like, no, I'm not getting it, because we don't know the after effects. You might be good right now, right? All your family might be good right now, but how do we know that down the line, you know how they have the disclaimer on the TV, this may cause kidney failure, it may cause this, it may cause rash, it may cause this. How do we know down the line somewhere that our body inside was functioning properly, that later on it won't do something to our bodies later on? So we could be fine right now, but how do we know later on? But I'm just tired of being scared. I'm tired of, every time I go out, I'm thinking, do I have it today? Because we can get it any day. And it doesn't, nothing is really keeping us. Yes, we have the mask. Yes, we're social distancing, but you never know. One person can come in our face and we could get it. So I would rather get it now, so I'm not have to walk out scared. So if you get it, we all get it, then we're not walking out scared all the time. I'm always scared to get COVID, because that's what I don't want to die because I didn't get a vaccination.
Yeah, and that was what my brother was saying. My brother was saying, for those that are talking about, well, you might get this, you might get that, the alternative is you might die. That's the alternative. So I completely understand that thing too, and I was hesitant at first. I've never been hesitant to get the vaccine. I'm not a anti-vaxxer, but I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait and see how
Mhm.
wait for 6 months and see if anybody a whole bunch of people something shows up in their system or whatever. Um, and it might look like that's going to happen anyway because I'm not a essential worker. I'm none of those things. I guess I could say I'm a substitute teacher sometimes, but I know that I was talking to my other brother who also he's a Kappa, and he was hanging out with his Sands, and they got a lot of doctors, and again, all of them were like, it is safe. I have a friend that's close friends with one of the women that created one of the vaccines, and she's a black woman. She said all that stuff that they're saying about how it affects black people differently than white, it's not true. She said it works. It's new technology, but it works. And it doesn't do to you what the fear mongering people are saying. But my thing is, okay, that's probably maybe true, but some of the stuff I've been hearing is about how you can keep your body healthy and blah 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 blah, and probably survive it if you get it, you know. So
Get the
there's that
vaccine
thought.
or get COVID.
If you get COVID, if
Oh.
you're healthy, if you've had plenty of vitamin D, if blah 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 blah, then your body can fight it. But then there's those people that get it and get COVID and can't taste, like my daughter. She got COVID in the beginning. She Her taste buds are messed up. She can't taste certain things. And her smelling is messed up. She can't stand the smell of coffee now or popcorn or
Wow.
certain foods. And all of that started with COVID. And that's just like a little thing. That's okay, you're smelling your taste. Some people have heart disease now. Some people's lungs are messed up for a
Ooh.
long time. So it's not like you get it and you get over it like a cold.
Mm-hmm.
The after effects
Mhm.
are lifelong, forever. You're always going to now have lung issues. You're going to have your toes, scabs in between your toes. It's the craziest stuff you ever heard. I went and I read a list of 93 after effects that people are dealing with now that had it. Hair falling out, sleep, just nutty, weird stuff. You know, rashes
I
that
swear on
that won't go
everything I
away.
love. I
Mhm.
swear on everything I love. Carmen had COVID
Mhm.
before, way before it was even talked about. But I'm telling you, she had all the symptoms. Was in the hospital, and she got to use that breathing machine every day to this day. So I just, Joe Storm, you there, brother? We ain't getting no
So that's
sound.
why I'm saying, why not get it? That's what I'm saying. So why not get the vaccination? Because I don't want any of that stuff that Cindy just said. I don't. I mean, I don't want it. Like,
Well,
Me,
hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me say this real quick. Here's the thing about it. I've seen both. I've seen all three sides of the spectrum that y'all are talking about. I've seen people that have had the shot. I've seen people that have had COVID and got better and have the shot. Um, I've seen different sides of the spectrum. Now, as far as how it affects people, I work in a school. You know, I work for the school system, and when COVID first came, actually before people even knew what COVID was, we had a situation where a lot of people got sick, and like a lot of people took off. Kids stayed home, teachers stayed home because they were sick, and they were saying that it was like some people, like when I talked to a few of the teachers, they were saying that the doctor was classifying it as some type of infection, like it had a cold or something. It wasn't that.
mhm.
So what happened with us it was that we went and we disinfected the whole all around the building. And this was like way before they even put a name of what it was or what they, what it was classified. And a lot of those people, it affected them different ways. Some people, they were coughing a lot. Some people it wasn't. I had a buddy who got, actually my best friend, he got sick. What was it? Last New Year's. He got sick with the same symptoms that they're saying that it's COVID. What happened with him was he threw up a lot. He had some chills and things of that nature, and he was probably sick for about a week, and he got better. And they told him the same thing. It affected him. He had hot flashes.
So wait a minute. Hold on, real quick, because we're ready to run over. Joe, we gotta go to the commercial. Real quick, I want to ask you a direct question, Joe.
Go ahead.
Is it required for y'all as a school district worker? Is it required for y'all to get the test? I mean, to get the vaccination?
Not at the moment. It's not a required thing yet. It will be. I'm pretty sure of it, but at the moment, it's not.
So real quick, yes or no? Would you do it?
At the moment, no.
Also,
but hold on, say this real quick. I'm not saying at some point that I probably wouldn't do it, but at the moment, I'm still seeing things. I'm protecting myself. I get tested a lot, and I mean, like I said, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it probably at some point, but I'm still observing. I'm seeing. I want to see, like,
just not right now.
Yeah, just not right now.
Okay, real quick, 30 seconds. We gotta go to break. Real quick. I'm sorry, Cece. Seabreeze.
Yeah.
Were you ready to say something?
I was just going to say that because of the variants, it's very likely with some of these vaccines, it's not just a vaccine anymore. It's going to be, you're going to have booster shots. So not only are you going to get the original 2-shot vaccine, you will then from there, while they don't have a handle on the variants, have to get booster shots that will deal with the other variants. So the sooner we get vaccinated, the sooner we'll stop getting variants.
Right. And on that note, we're going to variant to one of our variants of commercials. And we will be back in 3.5. This is the Melanated Morning Show at night. And when we come back, we'll have our special guest with us.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams. Grown Folks Radio. WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready? Yeah.
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back. For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores.
Okay, folks, you can talk. Nobody can hear us.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I spoke too soon.
Are we on Facebook?
Yep.
Hey, Facebook. All right, so that means they're just sitting there looking at us. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
Hi, Facebook.
Yeah.
Nice to see y'all.
So what you think, Evan? I think everybody out there, y'all listening. Hope you're listening. We about to go.
They actually are.
Say that
Hold
again.
on. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear. Who's that voice?
Good. Facebook, we are going to be with you in just a moment. Thank y'all for just tuning in. What up, K Swift? I see you tuning in. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh boy, this is real. Oh my goodness. You know what? We're just gonna come back and do this.
So aren't we still live on Facebook?
Social media and
Yes, we are still live on Facebook. We're live everywhere.
Okay, so yeah.
So,
Right now they would be rather bored to just sitting here looking at us, looking like the
I
Brady
know,
Bunch.
and we're getting ready to come back right
Here's
now.
the story of a man named Brady.
JoeWilliams.com to find out more.
WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, what's good? This is Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the get down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio. Radio.
Ooh, I love that part. So
We are grown. 'cause
We
folks.
are. We grown and we folks.
So welcome back, y'all. Facebook, I'm sorry. I know, it's just that for the air, we have to do that for the other places. I'm sorry, Facebook. I know. You're the only guys that suffer like that because we can't.
Play music.
Yeah.
And we gotta pay the bills.
Unfortunately. But YouTube and Mixcloud and Twitch, thank you for tuning in, for hanging around.
You can play a little bit of music, right?
30 seconds.
30 seconds, that's about it.
Yeah, you got to play 30 seconds of that song before we go into the segment.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if I can do that, but I'm going to try it, though. Yeah, I am going to try it before we go into that segment. You know what? I'm not going to be able to do it because I don't have it piped in. Ah, man, I messed up. Shelly, I'm messing up today.
That's all right. You tired or something?
I don't have it piped into the computer. I have it piped into my phone. Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Yeah, I messed that all up. Well, we were going to play the good hair, bad hair.
Talk about good and bad hair. Whether you're dark or you're fair. Going this way, see if I care. Good and bad hair. I love it. I love
From school days.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Don't you put your hair like this, then the boys will give you a kiss.
But wait a minute, I only see 4 squares. What are these kids doing their own thing? Where does Cinda go?
She doesn't have her camera on for some reason.
Oh, I forgot to turn it back on. Sorry. I'm trying to multitask. But now you see me.
Yeah.
Because this is the part where I'm going to.
You can't say fade to black because you black already.
I'm about to get blacker. I know nothing about this topic. So, Seabreeze, if you would.
Okay, well,
First, real quick, let me introduce.
Please.
I'm sorry, I'm being rude. Let's start, ladies first. She's also one of our night DJs. Phenomenal job, by the way. We affectionately call her DJ Stinson, but her name is Cynthia.
Wilson.
And our second one is Clifford Booker, who is the person responsible, speaking of Spike Lee movies, he is responsible for creating that whole Clark Benacourt look.
He is responsible for a lot more than that. I was just one hair he had.
Ooh, I know, but that's the one that I know about. I'm sorry. See, that's why I'm afraid. You know what?
Don't fade up. No, don't do it.
Don't fade out. You know about hair now. Come on now.
Let me get this man his props.
Don't go there.
Yeah, give him his props, man. He is, man.
And I so apologize. So, Cece, go ahead, take it over. Go.
Yes, Cliff is a phenomenal lot of things. A wonderful man, and et cetera, daddy. But when I met him as the angel on Mo Better Blues. He got this hair. See, it's nice now, right? It's pretty cool now. But when he got to me, it was a different story. So he knows all about all hair because he does it all. He does men's hair. You also know him from a lot of Wesley Snipes looks he created. He was Wesley's personal hair person, creator, designer for a lot of his movies. And he's just phenomenal. He's done and is doing many more things. But I'm going to let him tell you about my hair story because it's much more funny coming from him. Go for
Cinda,
it.
but Cinda, you got to chime in on this too because you were there. You know what I mean? Obviously, a lot of people don't know what kind of state I got you when I first met you. It's like that was the Cinda that I got.
Oh wow! Look at that.
You're absolutely beautiful. Then and now.
That's Cinda. That's Spike. Spike had taken this Polaroid and just gave it to me and said, "Okay, here's Cinda. Do something with her." Right. So one of the things that happened with Cinda is when I first met Cinda, she had beautiful hair, but she didn't really know it because it was caked in baby oil. Years of baby oil being in her hair from her mother or grandmother, whatever.
Oh, wow.
And so it took me about 2 weeks just to get all the oil out of her hair before I could even start with a hairstyle. So I was under a lot of pressure because basically I had to come up with looks for her. Spike didn't tell me what to do. He just handed me a Polaroid and says, "That's Cinda. She plays Clark," right? And so that was my introduction. You understand? Because Spike didn't really know much about hair, so I had two characters that I had to really come up with looks for, and it was a little politics. And we were talking, like school days. It was a little politics. The light skin, the dark skin thing, the curly hair versus the natural hair. So my whole objective with Mo Better Blues was to first off get the ladies some attention. So I had Cinda with her look, and then I had to deal with Miss Joie with her look as well. So bringing those two characters, because they wanted attention from Denzel, so I had to give props to both of the hairstyles, the natural hair and then Cinda's hair too, which was basically natural, but like I said, it was full of baby oil. So I was under a lot of pressure, just over around coming up with the looks, trying to please Spike, trying to get the oil out of Cinda's hair. So it was just a creative process that I just kind of jumped into, But I had an opportunity that was good because for me, Spike was coming off the School Days project. And so, there was there still is in the community, the whole issue of light, dark, all that good hair, bad hair, all those type of things. And so when I was doing Mo Better Blues, the thing that I really wanted to do is I really wanted to try to give Black women a different option for hair, because at that time the only person out there that was really in the mix was Robin Gibbons. Robin Gibbons with her hair weave, and that was pretty much all the sisters were really looking at was Robin Gibbons. So I really had the opportunity and really wanted to take an opportunity to say, hey, black women, you can do something different with your hair. It doesn't have to be all the way down your back and stuff like that. So I had a really good opportunity to do that with Cinda and also with Joie too, because natural hair was not really that popular in 1990, With the
Right.
sisters, they were still ridiculing natural hair and nobody was really running around. So I had a kind of opportunity and just kind of worked all at the same time. Right, Cinda?
Yes, you
Right?
did. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
and my thing is the reason why I had baby oil in my hair is because my mom is white and she didn't have a clue what to do with
Yeah.
my hair. And so she didn't know. And my grandma and my aunts were on my father's side, who were my close family. They had a different texture hair. They're very African, very natural hair. And they didn't know what to do with my hair. So my mom just deferred to them and said, okay, can you tell me what to do with her hair? So they did to my hair exactly what they did to their own, which worked for them because they had a different grade of hair. But for
Yeah.
me, my hair didn't grow. When I was a baby, I was bald. And my mother taped a pink bow on my head because everybody kept thinking I was a boy.
Oh,
And
oh,
but then it didn't get much better as I grew because my hair wasn't growing. And no one knew why. It was because my follicles or my scalp was coated with oil. And
mm,
so my hair couldn't grow.
mm-mm.
So as I got a little older, it got to the point where I looked so bad all the time that I just said, "Can I do my own hair?" So yes, I still was using the improper products, but I started braiding my hair. And it started to finally grow. I still had the stuff, but it was growing. But then high school came and I was like, Jerry curl, I want my hair like that. So I was getting Jerry curls. I was getting all that stuff, not knowing that my hair was already a curl naturally. I didn't have a clue because I had so much grease in my hair that I didn't know that that's what my hair looked like.
Hey,
Those
well,
wrinkles.
whoa, whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute,
Yes.
wait a minute. You had a Jerry curl?
I had multiple Jerry curls. Okay,
Wow.
scratch, scrint, scrint. That was me. Okay, because I did not know what my hair looked like because I'd never seen it without all the product. And then I went and I got a leisure curl. Why you say
Yes.
did you get a leisure curl?
Right.
I got a leisure curl because I didn't want to spritz it. And with leisure curls, you can have it and
I
that
had one too. I
right?
had a leisure curl too.
But Shelly Shell, did it burn your hair out? No. So I went to leisure curl and the next day bald headed.
Oh no.
It burnt all my hair out. So
You know what?
I was bald in this whole section of my hair.
You know what? Maybe someone was an amateur because did they neutralize it after it was done? Because that's what
Yeah.
I don't know
the
what they
chemical kept
did.
going.
The
Because
chemical
that's
kept
what
going.
happens. The chemical will keep going and it will take your hair out if they did
Yeah,
not
see,
neutralize it.
Cynthia,
And I want to
Cynthia, you kind of know that because you know that now, but at that time,
at that
as a
time,
black hairstylist, we were still getting used to those kind of chemicals. It was all new to us, so it was a learning process.
no, I know that because I'm a licensed cosmetologist also.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
one since
okay, yeah,
1979.
yeah,
So
got you.
yeah, and my thing is you study the chemical and you study the hair.
Well, you
So
are a
whoever was
cosmetologist because whoever this was, and I won't say her name because I love her so much,
okay.
Oh,
was
you love her.
I know her. I love her. She was
Oh.
no cosmetologist. She was
She
a
forgot to
hairdresser,
neutralize it.
and she did something,
She
and
forgot.
she felt so bad. Okay, but let me tell you about my year. I just got to go there. I'm still. I have to write it too because this was a story that I haven't told. That year, I got the leisure curl. My hair burnt out. My earrings were too heavy, ripped a hole in my ear. So I had a booty ear, right? The
Ooh.
lobe split. Okay, what was that? Hair, that, and then something else. I don't remember. So it was a difficult year. I had just been Miss Ball State, all fancy, fancy, right? And now I'm bald headed with a booty ear. Oh, and my teeth were all jacked up. So I talking about being humbled, okay? I was being prepared for Mo Better because if that hadn't happened, maybe I would have thought I was special when I did Mo Better. But I had just gone through jacked up teeth, booty ear, and no hair. And I eventually went to Chicago and got all my hair cut off as soon as I had some growth, because I literally was doing a comb over until I had some growth because I wasn't ready to be bald. And then they cut it off, and my hair was beautiful. If I had just left it alone, but I still didn't know. So I still put stuff on it after the fact. But my hair was gorgeous short. And Spike Lee, to his credit, not only did he hook me up with the amazing Cliff Booker to fix my hair, he also got my earlobe reattached. I had surgery for that, and he got my teeth fixed. It was a temporary fix, but it was a fix. For the first time since my permanent teeth started growing in, I could smile. So I really didn't know how to smile because I would always smile like this because my teeth in the very front I had a disease, a dental disease, but my parents never took me to the dentist because they didn't have the money. So I lived from about second, third grade all the way up till eighth grade before I had some work done on my teeth. And then that senior year, that happened, and the work that I'd had fell off. So everything, I was jacked. I don't even know how I got that role. Okay.
I was just trying. I was thinking that same thing. I said,
Yes.
would he saw past all that to your beauty?
He saw past all that. My tooth was, I guess maybe he didn't see my teeth. I don't know how I sang. I was singing like this, and my earlobe and my hair, and then Cliff just fixed everything up, giving me this totally unique look that so many women mimicked afterwards. And he showed me my own hair and how to do it. So it was a huge thing to get to Cliff. I went through a whole lot. I'm telling you, I look like a thuggish boy half the time because they didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to cut it. My hair was always uneven. I had a very humble childhood when it came to my looks.
Oh.
That's why I'm still learning how to accept compliments about being pretty because to me I was the ugliest thing in the world for a very long time.
Wow.
So
Can we do something real quick, Seabreeze?
sure.
I want to go around the room and I want to get back to Clifford, but I want to go around the room first to the other ladies. I want y'all bad hair stories. Start with you, Shell.
Bad hair. I had very, very kinky hair. Let's say it was very kinky hair. I come from a family who had hair like Cinda's now. The very. Let's go with the terms. They used to call it good hair. I came from a family who had that so-called good hair. My hair was a little more of the kinkier. My father was, a little more kinky. But anyway, so I had a little more of the kinky hair. So I had a problem with keeping my hair down. It would always be up in the air or puffed out. But that was just as a child. But as we got older, my mom took me to the hairdresser. Her best friend was the hairdresser, and I got my leisure curl, and my hair was, I was the typical. You got long hair, you got hair. So I loved my hair. I thought my hair was amazing. I was grateful to have hair. I'm grateful to have hair. Although this is a wig right now, just so you know. Now I can do whatever. But yeah, I didn't have those kind of stories. I didn't have the hair that my family had, but because of the leisure curl, I could look like I did.
Wow. Sid, what's your worst hair story?
I don't. Well, I'm like Shelly, my grandmother took me to the hairdresser when I was, because my hair is so thick and I'm so tender-headed, even till this day. So they were, they, the edges, before edges, we even thought about edges, my side edges came out. The lady used to perm my hair when I was young. I maybe be 12 years old, 13 or something like that. And all my edges came out on the side and in the back. So I stopped, of course, I stopped going to her and I tried to do it myself. But then my mother found another hairdresser and she got me back together. But yeah, all my edges came out. That was like bad. To be 12 and 13 years old and your edges come out, you had to be creative with how you're going to do your hair at that age. And of course, I was like in middle school. So yeah, feeling myself, but still had to get that together. But other than that, I didn't have any bad hair days, hairstyles or
Well, as a kid, I did. Now as an adult, we could. That's a whole different story. When you're responsible for your own hair, oh man, I got some middle of the head,
so-
Somehow the middle of my hair kept coming out. I've always had like just something about the middle of the hair. I think somebody pulled my hair and the middle of it started breaking off. But adult, I messed up. But I remember this one time, my mama told me I couldn't. Y'all remember when you could get your hair shaved and you get the parts in your hair?
Yes.
My mama told me I couldn't, right? I had my leisure curl. So I went and got it done anyway. And I got the whole side shaved, but I hid it with the little bit of hair on top. And then one day one day I think the hair flew and she found out the whole head was shaved with the parts in it. It was so cute to me. She might not have been liking it, but I thought it was so cute. I thought I was in style. I'm like, yes, I'm in with everybody else. I got parts in my hair. And I got in trouble, got on punishment, all of the above. But I liked it. That's all that mattered to me.
So your hairstyle was worth a punishment?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. My mom was very strict. So, I'm used to it. Like, she was strict. I couldn't go anywhere. So I would do whatever I could to get away with it. Whatever I could get away with it,
All right, I'm going to be a good sport before we get back to you, Clifford, before we go to break. I'm going to be a good sport, even though I have no idea what the hell y'all talking about. But okay, I'm going to be a good sport. I'll give my story. I remember when I had we used to call it box top, but some of y'all might call it the high top fade. Well, all of 12th grade, that's what I had, And I lost my little job, so my mom had, she agreed to pay right around prime time. She agreed to pay for prom. That infamous picture, Shelly?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, before that, I had the whole square. She's like, I'm not paying for that crap. You look like a whole weirdo. I am not paying for that. So if you want me to pay for it, you got to get that chopped off.
Is that the story?
That's
You gotta see the
I'm
prom
waiting.
picture. Did you see the prom picture, Cinda? Did you
No.
You
Oh
need
my
to see that
God.
prime picture.
Everybody on Facebook bust on him. I mean,
No.
I'm not.
I was called Eraserhead. I had the long neck. Oh, wow.
And he was about this skinny. he was.
I must have wore a size 30 back then.
Oh wow.
I was 17.
Right.
I was 6'2" and about maybe.
Wow, you're 6'2"?
Yeah,
I always
right, I was about
imagined
to say the
I
same
always imagined him as petite.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I did too.
Wow.
I think
Yeah.
it's where you sit in your chair.
Yeah.
You don't sit.
Yeah, you look like a little man. You need to sit
you
up.
do.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little man, but a little
Yeah.
sized man.
Nah, Shelly can tell you I'm 6'2".
Wow.
No, but in your chair, the way you sit, you don't look like you're a man of a tall person because you're always like this.
You 90s thug.
That's pretty much. And she, just to look at that picture, and I had tails on because I was. Well, wait a minute. I might look like a weirdo, but I was a fly weirdo. I had great
You had
tail.
tail?
Yeah, I had tails and the What?
Tails as in your jacket, or tails as in the back of your head?
No, I mean tails in my jacket. I mean I had the
Oh,
whole
okay.
dinner ensemble. You know. I mean,
Okay.
Because
Because
you know,
my
tails in your
brothers,
hair,
yeah, my brothers had tails. That's why I asked. They
that
had
was a thing.
that was a thing in that time,
Oh.
and they had the box, but it was like the part, and this part
Yeah.
was the light brown and the dark brown, and then the tails,
And then
and
the
and
braid tail in the back.
and then the braid tail in the back.
it was a Philly thing. We call it a box top. Y'all call it high, but it was really high and it was nothing on the side. You had two little parts on the side. Shelly know what I'm talking about. It's a Philly thing.
It's not a Philly thing. They still trying to do that now.
Everybody got that. The box was, I mean, we
Box
called it
was
the box.
everywhere.
No, I mean the way we was doing it that particular way. It was either that or what they call a pompadour.
We call it the high top fade.
Yeah, pretty much. But
That's kid and play, looking at the fella with the high top fade.
but to get that shaved off, to get that cut off, and then I had to go to that.
I can't wait to see this. You're gonna have to share that picture.
That's one. That thing.
I want to laugh too.
It's
I want to
hilarious.
see that.
I didn't bust on Facebook, but I was agreeing with him in my head. Like,
And I really hated that picture for years, but my mama always had it on the mantelpiece and right there in the living room. So as soon as you come to the living room, you saw my diploma, my Marine Corps picture, and that goddamn picture. And I didn't even like the chick I was with because that's a whole nother story.
oh,
Okay,
here
well.
you go. Look, he going back down.
Okay.
Well, let's
That was a disaster, Clifford.
I got a question for Clifford. I do.
Yeah.
Clifford,
What's your
real
question?
quick, what
Yeah.
was your worst client story? You ain't gotta say no names, but
Okay. No, I'm gonna say some names. I'm gonna say some names. All right. I'm gonna say some names. You know why I'm gonna say some names? Because I'm not in the business anymore. Right.
Okay.
So I can say some names. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not
What
scared.
do you
right?
think?
So okay. Yeah. So if you're talking about the worst hair experience I had working in Hollywood, I worked with and I survived working with Mary J. Blige for a month. Okay? Now, no disrespect to Mary, and you had to be there, but it was the worst hair experience of my entire career. I was locked in the trailer with Mary J. for a month. I survived, right? So that was probably my worst experience because what happened was she ended up apologizing to me after she finished the shoot. But what happened was she had never done a film before. So she was so insecure and so scared that she took it out on me. And everybody on the set could see it, and everybody looked at me like, oh, my goodness, Cliff. It was terrible. It's like if years later, if I was still in the business, years later, if Mary J. called me up and she had a bag full of money and offered me a job, I'd be like, sorry, Mary, I can't help you. I had a bad experience, a hair experience. Let me share my bad experience since we talk about bad hair experiences. So I was working on a movie with Wesley Snipes called Demolition Man. Mm-hmm. And in Demolition Man, I had to keep his hair blonde, right? Now, it's a fine line when you're working with African American hair and you got it like bleach blonde. I mean, it's a real fine line there. You know what I mean? You just don't go there. Now, I had to maintain this for actually it was 7 months, which was a long time to be bleaching some hair. So I'm just going to make the story really short. So I would have to touch his hair up every certain amount of weeks and the roots, because the roots would come in and they get dark. And I had to put stuff in it just to kind of keep it blonde. And he had to shampoo it out, but he didn't shampoo it out. So it was a Sunday. We were supposed to shoot on a Monday. I started to touch his hair up. I put the color in his hair. I said, did you shampoo your hair? He said, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I put the stuff in it, the color in his hair, the bleach in his hair, left it in his hair, took him to the sink, and all the front of his hair fell out.
Ooh.
All of the front of his hair fell out. Sunday evening, I got to shoot my man on Monday morning on a $50 million shoot, okay? $50 million budget, right? Now, you talk about a bad hair story. That was one of my worst hair stories.
Wow.
One day on the set,
Wow.
he was doing some stunts with Sylvester Stallone. So I had to get him a wig. I had to put a little partial wig in the front, and nobody really knew. We had to cancel that Monday shoot. They rescheduled everything. We got the partial wig up there. So we didn't tell anybody about his hair being out. So one day him and Sylvester Stallone were doing some stunt stuff, and they were high in the air. And I think Sylvester kind of reached over to punch Wes or something and hit his hair. And all the front of Wes's hair fell off.
Oh, no.
And everybody on the set was like,
Did you blame it on him?
shocked. Yeah, because Sylvester's like,
Wow.
the whole
Sylvester thought he did that.
Yeah, the piece just fell. It just fell off, and Sylvester was like,
Sea Breeze, can I give him one?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Can I?
Yes.
Go ahead. Come on. True story.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. So you
True story, man.
You couldn't sew it in? I mean, I know that you.
No, because his hair was so short. Like, I mean, like when I touched up, it's just the root, so it broke at the root area. So this was the whole front right here in the front came out. The whole, like all of this, and there was a time, all of it. I mean, I put them in the sink and I was combing it, and it was just like kloopity kloop kloop kloop.
Oh my goodness.
And I started sweating poured on my head, and he was like standing there, and you talking about sweat? And I was like, what do I do? So at that time when Wes he'd be out and hanging in Hollywood, and he would have his hair in a scarf, so people would think, he's doing a part and so on and so forth. But basically, it's because he ain't had no hair.
Wow.
Did they blame you? Were they mad at you? Did they holler at you? What they do?
No, nobody hollered at me. I corrected the situation, so it was good. I'm pretty sure they were probably a little pissed off because they couldn't shoot that Monday and that Tuesday, but there was nothing else anybody could do. And they couldn't fire me because I had to fix the problem, see? So it couldn't be like, get out of here. I was the one that created the hairstyle, so they knew they couldn't get anybody else. So, but I was under a lot of stress.
Oh my gosh.
That's a hair story for you. That's a bad hair story.
Wow.
That's funny. That was what I was going to ask you. Did you do Demolition Man? Because that's the most distinctive look that I've seen on Wesley Snipes. I was like, I wonder if you did Demolition Man.
Yeah.
I wanna look it up and look for the hairpiece.
I was sitting there in my spirit, like I'm going to find out, and I'm going to.
Me too. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, see, I'm not in the game. I'm not in the game anymore. So when you look at it, if you got to really see, I know you're going to see it as a hairstyle.
I can see it.
So now you'll see it. You'll see the different colors a little bit on certain shots, right? So my secret is out now. It's not a secret really, but it is what it is. You live and you learn. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So
real quick, I wanna.
Why aren't you in the business? I mean, you don't want to do hairstyling, or you just don't want to do Hollywood?
No. I had enough of Hollywood. I did everything I really wanted to do. And just got tired of it. It's like a boxer. You got to hang up the gloves sometimes. A lot of people just don't hang up the gloves. You just keep going on and on and on and on. You know what I mean? I had kids, and I had kids, and I was hanging out, and I was like, I'd rather be home with my kids than hanging in some club in Europe, with Wes and stuff like that. So it was just a decision. It was a personal decision for me. I did everything I wanted to do. It's like, time to move to something else.
I did the same thing. I'm not in the business anymore either. And I just got burned out,
That's it.
I came in on the whim when I started a business when the Carefree Curl was popping, and the whole families used to come in. I mean, we've been on so many nice vacations. I bought nice cars and everything. But now it's just like, I can't do it. I got burned out. I needed something that had more of I needed a regular income. It was getting too up and down, and I couldn't live like that.
It's like that even though I was on a different level. I've worked in salons, and then I started working on movies. But movies are the same thing. Cindy can tell you about that. You're only as good as your last job, because once you finish one, you got to go look for another. Now, I didn't have an agent, so an agent's not looking for me. So it's like, okay, I'm working for 3 months, and I got to look for another job for 3 months, and I off, and it got to be too much. I admire people that sit in a cubicle 9 to 5, because You know, it's like up and down all the time. You know, so that's what it was for me. And I had my kids was born too. So like I said, I'd rather be home with my kids than be hanging out in a club with Wes and Frog. You know, not my
So
thing.
did you continue to do hair, or was it just I'm not doing Hollywood?
No, I'm done. After I did all the blade projects with Wes, right?
Wow.
So I did Blade 1, 2, and 3, and after I did 3, I was like, okay, this is getting a little strange here in Hollywood. This whole Hollywood affair is getting Holly weird for me. So I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. It was too Holly weird. Yeah, it's too Holly weird.
But did you stop doing hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got tired of doing hair. I mean, it was a combination of a little bit of everything. I just, a long time doing hair. I did everything I wanted to do, and and see, once you go to the mountaintop, you can't really come back down. See, I was working in Hollywood on films, and so I really wasn't trying to come back into a salon waiting for clients to come 9 to 5. And then money too. I was making lots of money, so just coming back into a salon waiting for Miss Jones to come at 1 o'clock, I just couldn't do it. It's regressing. So it's like, no, just jump off the mountain and keep moving, move in a different direction, totally different direction. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow, that's kind of deep to just, you think about it, you're like, whoa, we're just going to give up hair. So you never wanted to train people ever? Like, did you go into training or no?
I went from Hollywood to working as a nursing assistant, as a caregiver. So the nurses sometimes would give me a hard time, and I'm cleaning up stuff that we don't even want to talk about on the radio. And I'm just thinking to myself, y'all have no idea where I was 5 years ago. You know what I mean? But it's what I wanted to do.
You know what? The world had changed by the time when you decided that. The world had changed, because I know it happened to me. And when I would jump back into a regular 9 to 5, I had to go to a job readiness program there was computers. That's when computers came along. I didn't know nothing about no computer.
Yeah,
And the world had changed, because back in the day there was no computers. But when I decided that I was done, computers came along. I knew nothing about it, so I had to go to job readiness program just to get ready for that. And then I found then I went to school, because I needed to learn all this computer stuff and office stuff. So that's what I did. I went back to school, and I got a certificate in clerical, and I've been doing that ever since. I was doing hair on the side at home for a little while. I had 2 dedicated clients that would come. I was fine with that. I was fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I'm at now. And I've been in in the office corporate for 14 years.
It's hard sometimes, and I don't want to generalize, but as a hairstylist, like, I'm gonna speak for myself personally. I went straight from, I didn't want to go to college, to doing hair, so I didn't have a lot of skills. And then once you start making money and things are good, and you're like, wow, where can I make all this kind of money? It's like, it's hard, and then you have to transition. But a lot of people with careers, I met a lot of people in different careers that they've been doing it for 50 years, but they hate what they do. And they become miserable, see? And so for me, I was willing to just step off. I said, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? And then, too, like I said, I was in a Holly weird situation, because Hollywood is a Holly weird place. And if you don't go there with your soul intact, you can get robbed. So I watched a lot of people get robbed of their souls and spirits and stuff like that. I said, ooh, nope, I'm done with this. I can't do that. You know what I mean? So I was like, I left with everything intact with me, especially in my head.
Wow.
You ever think about writing a book? I mean, is that okay? Because I feel like you got the best stories, and I will read your story because I want to know about the hair.
Well, Shelly, I'm going to tell you something. You should stay on me and stay in contact with me, because I got great stories. I got a lot of stories. So I do have some serious stories that I don't even really want to talk about right here and now. I mean, good enough. I mean. Like, now y'all gonna be eyeballing next time y'all watch Demolition Man. They said, ooh, but you know what I mean? That's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about.
You know what? I was sitting here while I went to black. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was on my phone going through YouTube, trying to see if I could.
Listen, that's literally, I love that movie. Something about that movie. So now I'm really gonna be like,
I ain't gonna front. But listen, we're coming up towards the end. But before we get out of here, I want to. People are commenting like crazy. I would Clifford's book.
I usually look, but I'm just too tired tonight.
You tired tonight? Okay, I got you. Hold on, let me look.
LaShawn Elise has been, yes. LaShawn Elise has been commenting like crazy.
LaShawn loves hair. LaShawn has the best. Like you as a former hairstylist.
Is that our LaShawn, little LaShawn?
Yeah, not LaShawn. So you would love her hair. Her hair is just, it's natural, but it just does. It's like it does whatever. And people always asking her to do hair videos because she does it so well. I don't know. And I'm just like, man, I can't do that. But her hair is just amazing.
So here's another person that I did, right? Now see this young lady here, right? Nobody knew who she was at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody know who she is?
I'm trying to figure out who it is.
Halle Berry. That's
Halle Berry, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to do Halle's hair when she was just walking around in a t-shirt and stuff like that, right? Nobody knew who she was. I gave her a whole look.
Is that Strictly Business? What is that?
Damn, I wish I could see it.
That's right before Strictly Business. Yeah, that's before Strictly Business, right? Yeah.
Wow.
We just come out of Jungle Fever, and I gave her this whole look.
So you gave Cinda the short hair look before Halle did. Halle.
Yeah, it was a different look. That's what I gave Cinda right there, the kind of crop back look right there. I mean, you see Mo Better Blues, you know what I mean? That's Cinda's look. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But it's still the short hair. It's the, back then when they had the women with the weaves, but to actually come out and give her the short hair is more distinguishing, and it gives her, you can see the chin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it's short, you can really see the chin dimple. The dimple chin.
Well, that was the whole thing when I was doing hair. I was mixing a little bit of my politics in my hair also, trying to make a statement to, because like I said, all you had was Robin Givens, and all black women were walking around emulating hair weave, long hair weave. So that was my whole thing that I tried to put into films and stuff like that, is like, you don't have to go there to have a look. You can be natural. You can look like Joie with natural hair. You can look like Cinda with short hair. You can look like Halle with short hair, because that's all we emulate. That's all a lot of black women emulated. You know what I'm saying? It's like they didn't want to cut their hair. They wanted long. They wanted long. And that was the whole thing. And I just got tired of just like having that battle with black women, like to have them cut their hair. That was like, come on, let's change your look up a little bit.
One of the most liberating things for me was when my hair fell out, because like for instance, my sisters, there's 5 of us. My sisters are afraid, won't cut their hair. But because mine fell out, I had to. And I loved it. And so if you go through my, go on Google and look me up, you will see every style of hair on me, because I've worn it in every way. I'm not a big wig wearer, although from now on, if I do a big enough budget, I'll use wigs, simply because I don't want them messing up my hair. The last time, recently last year, somebody burned my hair. I had to cut several inches off of it. And so I'm like, okay, that's enough of that. So unless they have a terribly low budget and I love the movie and want to do it, then I'll deal with it then. But for the most part, I'm gonna do weaves. I mean, not weaves, wigs.
So Seabreeze, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you have, and what if you do, what was your favorite movie hairstyle that you did?
Oh please, are you kidding me? Mr. Cliff Booker's Clark Betancourt, of course.
Yes.
Definitely. I mean, I did one other movie though that I will mention, because it was amazing to me. It was a lower budget movie. It was called Relax, It's Just Sex. And up to that point, I'd had very few people that knew how to do my hair, because I wasn't doing the big budget stuff, right? I was doing independent films for the most part. And so I didn't have a Cliff Booker. I had or whoever they would bring to the table. And most of the time they didn't know what the heck they were doing. So that's why I learned, and which was good for me ultimately, because I learned how to do my own hair, right? But I had this woman, white lady, and I saw her, I was like, oh man, here we go again. I'm going to look like whoop-de-woo. I am going to look I said, So I walked straight up to her and I talked to the producer who was also, we became friends and still are. Actually, he's my manager now. And I was like, does this girl know how to do hair, man? And he's like, yes, she does. I'm like, come on, you white too. How you know? She was like, come on in here. I'm going to show you what I can do.
Ooh.
I literally had a different hairstyle every scene. And the thing that was so amazing is I looked hot every scene, different. One had cornrows, one had French braids, one was long and straight, one was curly and big, like you can do with a wig.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait, back up.
Yes.
A white woman was doing cornrows.
She did everything. She knew how to do everything. And she was a colorist. So she knew how to do color. She did everything. And literally every scene, my hair looked different. If you go back and ever see that movie, Relax, It's Just Sex,
I'm gonna write that down.
You will say, oh my gosh, her hair was different every scene. And it probably wasn't good for my hair to do stuff like that. But I was so impressed. I was like, okay, what are we gonna do today? And so it was a lot of fun. And she actually ended up, because she also had a salon, and it turned out she was married to an African man and she had children. That's how she learned how to do this style of hair. So she knew how to do it and had practiced on her daughter. So she knew how to do it. And so that's where you can't judge a book by its cover. And she ended up doing my hair for years. And what I did was, I was like, and I'm so glad I followed my instincts, because I didn't know that I was going to have a baby. I didn't plan on it. It was a surprise. And that I was not going to be able to go to the salon anymore for a long time. I was going to have to do my own hair. She taught me how. She taught me how to dye my hair, my roots, because my hair is white. My hair has been white for many, many years because I premature gray. I started graying when I was 12 years old. So my hair it's not silver, it is white, snow white.
Out of here.
So she taught me how to dye my hair. She taught me how to highlight my hair. She taught me how to straighten my hair. I already knew how to cornrow, French braid, all that stuff, because I had to learn, and I did all the girls in my church and my sister's hair. So I learned how to do that kind of styling, but not on myself. So she taught me so many things. So between Martina, I don't remember her last name, Martina Cliff numero uno and Martina second place. But everybody, not everybody did a good job. But
hey, Cinda, I got a question for you, Cinda. So so how long did it take you to realize when you would come to set that you might have a booty boot hairstylist working on your hair? And did you ever have a situation where you had a booty boot hairstyle give you a hairstyle and you had to step in front of that screen knowing that you didn't really look good? Did you ever have that situation?
The only time I ever had that situation was in a photo shoot, a couple of photo shoots. I had that, I had it within a magazine. I was so upset because my makeup was horrible and it was a cover. My makeup was horrible. My hair was just okay. And then I did another hair show or a photo shoot, and my hair, I asked them before I came, do y'all want me to wash my hair in preparation for you doing it? How do you want to do my hair? They said, yes, wash it and blow it out. And then I got there and they did not know what to do with it. So I ended up doing a photo shoot with lion hair. It was huge hair, and it kind of was kind of cool because I'd never done that look before.
So you had big hair?
I have very big hair. I hate the pictures because of other reasons besides my hair. But it was cool. I kind of looked like I had a lion's mane.
Wow.
It was big and puffy, and that's what it looks like when it gets blow dried.
Wow.
That's the way it used to look. Now that my hair's all white, I have a totally different texture. It's way straighter now. I don't have any ringlets anymore. It's gone, which hurts my feelings because I loved my hair back then.
Have you ever dyed your hair blonde or anything?
Yes, I have. My hair when I have more. I could write a book on hair stories, but when Sophia was a baby, my hair was down to my booty. It's just long, and I was just ready for a change. So I got it all cut off, and I wanted to see how much my hair had turned white. So I grew it out, and it was gorgeous. It wasn't completely white yet, but it was more white than dark brown. And I went to get my hair done for something, and this guy was like, "Girl, let me tell you this." He said, "Did you dye your hair? Did you make it like that?" I
Whoa,
said,
whoa, whoa! What?
"Let me
what?
finish my story. Let me finish my story. Let me finish." I said, "No, I did not dye." He goes, "Girl, it is beautiful, but can I tell you this, baby girl?" I said, "What?" He goes, "You ain't never gonna work. Why? Because your face look like it's 25 and your hair look like it's 55. If you want to work, you better dye your hair." And so I took his advice, and I let him dye my hair blonde. So I was blonde at that point for about a year. And then I noticed that blonde was not doing nicely to my hair, and I wanted my hair to be healthy. Dark kept it nice and healthy. It made the follicle smoother.
It changes the texture. Yes.
Yeah, it was changing my texture, and I was kind of looking like a hairbrush. And I was like, "No, I don't like that." The next time I was blonde was when I got sick. I got really sick about 6, 7 years ago, and so I was doing a bunch of crazy things, and I dyed my hair. Well, it wasn't all blonde, but it was very blonde, and my hair was falling out at that point. Uh, at like this, my hair was falling out. But it wasn't because of the blonde. It was because of my hyperthyroid. I was in hyperthyroid for about a year and a half and didn't know it, like because I didn't go to the doctor because I was working steadily, and my hair was falling out. So it was really pretty, but that kind of like irked me. Like I said, it was the hyperthyroid. I was like, I don't like a "you're gonna die if you don't get your levels fixed soon" moment. And so my hair fall out, but it was blonde when it fell out, and then I cut it all off again, and I went to the buzz cut, and it was white, and I dyed it, and I let it grow since then.
That's crazy. You have hyperthyroid. I have hypothyroid.
I have both.
Yeah. Oh,
I had both. I had Graves' disease, and I was both. I would go back and forth between hyper, hypo, hyper. So one month I weigh one thing, next month I weigh 20 pounds more, next month I weigh 20 pounds less, back and
Wow.
forth, back and forth. I was very, very
Wow.
sick, very sick. So I had to get my thyroid taken out. And
Oh wow.
so it's maintained with medication that I have to take or I will die.
Me too. I have to take mine, and I was out too. But I never went down. My hypo makes me go up and up and up and up.
Yeah,
and up.
been there, been there. It's
So,
awful.
Seabreeze,
Hmm.
we coming up on that time.
Okay.
You
It
know,
has
coming up.
been lovely. Oh, wait a minute. Which time? Will we say goodbye?
Yeah, that time. You know,
Yeah.
you do your. But we ain't got we got about. Yeah, we got about 10 more minutes. So real quick, first of all, let me thank everybody that came through and saved my ass, because I see this going to be a part 3. I didn't know women were so passionate about hair.
Oh, we haven't even got to the wigs and the weaves and all of that
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
We got so much more to
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about.
There's a whole lot much more.
There's a
I know
whole
I got a
lot.
whole lot more to
Ton.
say. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So how about we do this, ladies and gent? How about we do this? How about we set up a part 3?
Sure. I think it'll be a
Breeze?
great conversation if Cliff is up for it. Although
I'm up for it.
Cliff is such a gentleman. He's also going to be my guest on the podcast and the PPC podcast next month. So he's
Yep,
going to
yep.
be a regular for a while. And by the way, can you tell them, Cliff, about your podcast?
Well, I'm putting together a YouTube channel just to kind of share my music and the love of music and the joy of music. It's called Rare Gems and Cuts. I haven't really put it up just yet, so probably by the time we get to part 3, I'll be airing it on YouTube, and I'll let people know more about that, just my love of music. Yeah.
Ooh.
And he has a special guest. Sorry.
Yeah. You are a special guest.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. But I'm going to be interviewing, like, so far I've interviewed a gentleman that plays drums, Mr. John Parrish. He plays drums with Earth, Wind, and Fire. This week I'm going to be talking with Patrice Banks, who used to be the founder and the co-singer of Graham Central Station. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking with Silver Sharp Logan, who used to sing with Nile Rodgers and Chic. So I'm just talking to people, and it's really not about their career. It's just about the love of music and what music does for you and the joy and the things that it makes you feel and all those wow moments and things like that. Not a personal escapade of, what you were doing with people. Just the love of music. Because you see, I got love of music behind me.
Love it.
Yeah.
I like that. So that's coming up on your YouTube channel. Yo.
Yeah.
Check him out, y'all. What's the name of your new YouTube? Did you?
It's called Rare Gems and Cuts. I don't have it up yet. Rare Gems and Cuts.
Okay. It's coming up.
And people can, people can reach out to me on Facebook too, Clifford Albert Booker Jr. on Facebook, and you can holler at Cinder, you can holler at you, and I'm an open book. You see, I'm talking about my blonde hair bad days, so I'm an open book. You know what I'm saying? I got no.
We see.
I'm telling you, I'm ready. I'm telling you, your book is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm good. Next time I start to tell you about my experiences with J-Lo and people like that. See, I can drop some names because I'm not in the business anymore, so I'm not worried about people coming after me. Right? I'm good.
Okay. So then I guess it's all. Cynthia, are you coming back?
Yes, I will come back. Of course. It depends on what day you're gonna do it, though.
We will make it on a Monday. We'll work out the details.
Okay. And Cinda, what's the name of that movie that you were in? That
the Relax, It's Just Sex. That one. Relax, comma. It's just sex.
You're gonna have everybody looking for that.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna go to Netflix.
Yeah. I don't know where it is now. I don't know where you can find it, but it's really good. It's just controversial, but it's good.
Seabreeze,
you're gonna see me in a whole different light. Let me just say that.
Seabreeze, you didn't see your co-host up there in the corner going through her phone. As soon as you were saying, she's like,
I want to see. Look, I wish they would put all your movies in one spot so I could see them all. You know what I mean? Like, let's do a Cinder marathon.
I zoomed right in on Shelly. I'm like, wow, she get ready to go watch that joint. Shelly gonna find it.
It's a good movie. It's just risque.
So Miss Hey Everybody is gonna find it. Speaking of
everybody, let me see that. Relax. It's just sick. Let me talk about it. Yeah.
Speaking of Miss Hey Everybody, my mentor, my partner.
Yes.
You coming back?
So now, of course I'm coming back. Look, I didn't get to the part why I wear wigs ever since COVID. I was like, I went out and bought me a bunch of wigs so I didn't have to do my hair because we couldn't go to the hairdresser. And I had I was always getting a weave. I had an awesome, amazing hairdresser, and I had weave, but for COVID, I couldn't do
What you bought, like 12 wigs or something like that?
Yes, I went out and I went all in. I even bought one off of Amazon. This is my Amazon one.
But it's considered a protective
it looks
style.
Nice.
You have your hair in a
nice.
protective style, so it's going to be fine.
It's protective.
No, I promise y'all, this is what happened. This is when I know. I'm like, Shelly, where you getting all these wigs? She's like, I bought 12. We did 30 interviews in 30 days. I promise you.
I wanted to look different.
I do half wig. I like my half wig, honey. This me up front.
Oh, that's you up front. That's okay. I like that.
It's half wig. I go there, and I love this one. It's called Fuzzy by Model. And
I like Model. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I buy it all the time. They're getting rich off of me. I buy it almost like every 3 weeks.
So I didn't settle. We got to do a part 3.
I'm ready.
Wigs are the new shoes.
Yes, they are. Right? You got to go with the outfit.
Well, I guess if we doing the wigs, we might as well go to the weaves too. I mean,
okay. Well, part three. We'll figure out
okay.
I got my weave. I already bought my weave. My hairdresser got my weave waiting for me to come. I love weave. Okay.
I didn't realize women were this passionate about hair.
Yes,
and also too, Cinda, you kind of remember too, because I know you had mentioned this some time ago. Like lace front wigs now are very inexpensive, but when you and I started out in the game, you're spending at least $3,000 to $4,000 for a lace front wig.
Yes.
Now it's affordable, but when the
Mhm.
movie game was out, they weren't really open to the public. So lace front wigs are real popular now.
Yes.
See,
with
again,
that-
you lost me. I have no.
One day I gotta get me one of them. I haven't ventured to that. That costs too much money for me. But
Right. I'm with you.
They're
Shirley.
not. You can get it for $100 now.
No, you can get $100. Definitely
$70.
lace front. Yeah.
$70.
No, let me-
$100, yeah.
Let me explain something to y'all.
Mhm.
That wig that Shelly has on right now,
Mhm.
I promise you, I thought that was her hair. Remember, Shell?
mm-hmm.
It took me 3 days to figure out. Wait a minute, that ain't your hair.
It's not my hair.
That's a good
And
wig.
Shell, I'm gonna say this too. When you first popped up on the screen, I thought that was your hair too.
For
See?
real?
So no, for real,
$20
on the real.
wig.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah.
See, so she was saying all that time, I'm just old and crazy. No.
And you know what? That it looks so good on you. It's so believable that if
Yeah.
someone else was to put that on, it would not work. I think.
Wow.
Like me.
Well,
agree.
thanks.
It wouldn't
You
work
know,
for me. I'll be like,
I agree.
be looking crazy. It looks so good.
Yo, Shelly clowned the hell out of me because I'm telling you, when we was doing that 30 interviews in 30 days, it took me about a week to figure out because she wore that for like, what, 4 days straight, Shell?
Really nice.
Well, no, I had actually. This is a variation. I have another one that's curly. This is the one that came from Amazon. It was supposed to be different. Believe me, it's not what the picture looks like. It's
But what's the
not.
joint that you had, remember? And it took me like 3 days?
That was another one. It's another curly one, but this one took it's not like the picture. Believe me, don't believe the hype. It's not like the picture. It was supposed to be long and it was supposed to have a bang across and come down like this. So yeah, don't buy them off watch what you buy off of.
And we'll get into that in the next time. We'll
Yes,
talk
we
all
will.
that kind of
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
I want to real quick thank everybody that tuned in, that's listening. Malik Truth. Wait a minute, what happened? What happened to all the comments? They just disappeared. I was just looking at
Hold on.
Our Lover Part 3. Oh, dag. I guess they are. LaShawn. Wow.
Oh yeah, LaShawn says she would love your book as well. So Clifford, we're gonna have to talk about this.
We can. We seriously. I've had somebody else said that to me a couple of times. I got
She's like,
stories.
yes, I want to see this book.
Malik, what's going on, Malik Truth? Cinda.
Cinda, you are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. That's what LaShawn said.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
LaShawn.
because you know I can't see a daggone. I'm sitting here fronting like I can really, yeah.
Right?
Thank you, Shell.
Oh
So
my
since
gosh.
we covered all bases, everybody's gonna come back for part 3. Real quick, Cynthia Sin, she's gonna be coming back Thursday at 10.
Yes.
I swear I'm gonna get it right this time.
10 to 12. Yes.
Night Vibes.
Yes.
Mix.
With Sin 100. Yes.
Okay, see, I got it right.
Uh,
See,
That's my DJ name, Sin 100.
yeah, she
So
plays.
you were actually physically a DJ when you like
No,
this?
no.
No?
I'm what you consider like a bedroom DJ.
Yeah, but she's what you would more consider like a Patty Jackson.
So she's like the personality. Eric.
Right, she's a
personality,
personality.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
she's more like a Patty Jackson. But I love what she does. We love what she does.
Thank
So
you.
she's coming up Thursday. Shell, when's Single on a Saturday Night is Saturday, right?
Yes, it is. Single on a Saturday night is Saturday. It's our 9-year anniversary. So yes, Saturday at 2. I can't wait. Like normally it's live. I mean, I'm totally gonna miss live. We usually do it really big, but I didn't do it big this time. It's just show up. It's 9 years.
Well, dag.
I mean, listen, it's 9 years and it's on Zoom. It's not like before we would have like the big decorations. We would have people coming, but it's 9 years on Zoom. We looking like the Brady Bunch, you know? That's what we're doing. That's all we're doing. But it's not, I'm excited about 9 years. But on Friday is the new show, which is the Christian single show. I can't remember what it's called, but
You know what?
oh, wait a minute. It's called something about Jesus. No, I don't know.
Are you serious?
I don't
Who
remember what it's
is
called.
it your show, Shelley?
No, it's not my show.
Oh,
You-
okay,
You know,
okay.
if it was my show,
So we'll announce it tomorrow when we find out, or Wednesday. And
forgive me. I know. Forgive me.
that's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
We'll announce it. We'll announce it
Mm.
Wednesday. And Wednesday, Thursday, I joined the Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco from 10 to 12. And then on Wednesday, PPC Radio Show with Shelly Shell and DJ Joe Storm doing a mix at the end. And DJ Kid Disco is producing it all. And this week we have, Jenny's going to join us. I'm so excited to have her back. She's coming. She's gonna be in her car, but I'm like, you're good. We can hang with you. And then we have Chan Berry, or D. Chenis Berry, my friend from LA, a documentary filmmaker. And we're gonna talk about Dark Girls. That whole thing. That's one of his number one most well-known documentaries called Dark Girls, and we could talk about that whole concept. And of course, light girls will come into that conversation, and boys and whatever. So it should be good. It's his research, and it's a wonderful, wonderful film. So
Cool.
Oh, and then
Cool.
on Friday is the PPC podcast dropping at noon Eastern, and I have a lady named Vicky Mizell who has written a beautiful, beautiful book for people, families of Alzheimer's and dementia patients, and how to help them. And so I'm really her story is deep, man, deep, and she survived a lot. And she's going to come on the podcast this week, and she'll be on the radio show next week.
And I want to do a mention for one more show that is really, really doing great these days. Monty on the Scene, your sister, Shelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Monty, my mother and son team, Monty and Freckles, inspiration and sports is our take. So yes, they are doing awesome. So shout out to Monty on the Scene and Freckles, my sister and nephew.
That comes on
Every Sunday at 4:00 on the grownfolksradio.com. Woo.
that part. It's a real, but it's shaping up to be a really, really great show. Like it takes you there on your type of things, Sea Breeze. Healing.
If every hour there was some kind of healing somewhere, a lot of people get better.
That part.
Well, guess what? We doing our part, one PPC radio show at a time.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Shelly Shell.
That part. So on that note, Sea Breeze, anybody got anything else? Or are we getting ready to?
Okay, you ready? That's a wrap.
I love it when she does it. That's why I get tickled pink every time.
Great, y'all. It was great.
Facebook, thank you for tuning in.
Thank
we can
you.
look at y'all later.
Welcome.